Hello everybody, I'm Michael, and today I'll be reviewing LEGO Star Wars Set 75261, Clone Scout Walker 20th Anniversary Edition. The set is recommended for ages 6+, contains 250 pieces, and retails for $29.99 US. Just like on the rest of the 20th Anniversary Edition sets, this has that nice kind of retro space black with that nice silver kind of embroidering all around the box. It looks great, just like with all the other 20th anniversary boxes. It's very nice looking. Definitely remember this from kind of back in the day when I would buy some of the older sets. And on the right, we do have that nice kind of silver striping there with the 20th anniversary edition logo. And we see the kind of collectible minifigure, which is Darth Vader, and it says 1999. And then we also see the kind of main set there. We see the nice clone trooper on top of the Scout Walker. We also see the Wookiee on the barricade fighting the battle droid. I don't exactly know what the Scout Walker is supposed to be shooting at there. It looks like he's kind of just aiming into the distance. And then there is also just kind of showing the little spider droid in the background. On the top of the box, there's an actual sized image of the Darth Vader collectible minifigure. And finally, on the back of the box, we see the nice kind of LEGO Star Wars logo in silver there. We see all the parts of the set. We see that the battle droid is kind of surrendered and laid down his weapon. We see the Wookiee maybe kind of arresting him. It looks like the battle droid and the clone trooper are still fighting. There's the nice barricade there, and the Scout Walker just kind of sitting in the background on Kashyyyk. I really do like the box art for this set. And on the right, we have a kind of image showing how the different stud shooters work on both the spider droid and the clone walker. And down below, we see all of the 20th Anniversary Edition collectible minifigures. It shows Darth Vader kind of by itself there because that is the one that comes in this set. We also see Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Lando Calrissian, and Han Solo. And then finally on the bottom right, we see the celebrating 20 years of LEGO Star Wars with this updated version of the Scout Walker originally released in 2005. And then it shows the box art from the original set there. Let's go ahead and look at the figures. The first minifigure in the set is the Kashyyyk Trooper. This is definitely just kind of another normal Kashyyyk Trooper. There's nothing really special about this figure. I really do like that they're adding this. I wish it was in slightly a cheaper set so that you could kind of build an army of these. But if you do want this nice kind of Scout Walker and this trooper, it is definitely a nice way to get a lot of troopers and kind of Kashyyyk weaponry and vehicles. I think it looks great. It has some nice kind of Kashyyyk printing on the face, the torso, and the legs. He has some nice kind of brown legs just as a base with a lot of printing. There's definitely a lot of very detailed printing on this. We have some kind of ammo pouches on both the legs and the torso. And then there's that nice kind of normal green, maybe night vision visor. Just an overall great figure. They give him just a normalized blaster. On the side, there's no printing on the torso or legs, but there is printing on the helmet. And in the back, we do get some nice kind of continuation of the torso printing there, maybe showing some more kind of little bags and for rations or ammo. But overall, a very good figure. Let's go ahead and remove his helmet. He does just have the normal kind of angry clone face like we've gotten for a very long time now. There it is. Just looks very nice as always, and I really like this. Next up, we have a basic just kind of B1 battle droid. He looks very nice, very simplistic. He does come with 2 of each of the arm styles, so if you want to kind of change that up, depending on how your droid army is set up or which hand you want him to carry his blaster in. There's nothing new about this droid. I do think it's a little bit weird that they didn't include the new Kashyyyk battle droids in this, especially since this is a set on Kashyyyk. That's just kind of really weird to me because I really did love those Kashyyyk battle droids from the AT-AP and the droid gunship. But I guess that's alright that they just included a normal one in case you just want to kind of build up your normal droid army. But I really think this is just a great figure, as always, just a nice addition to any set. I wish they would have included 2, but 1 is definitely nice. Next up, we have a Wookiee soldier. This Wookiee isn't named like Chewbacca or Tarful or anything. It's just named as a Wookiee warrior. I think it looks very nice. I like that it's not named, so if you are trying to want to build a lot of these and kind of buy a lot to build an army, you will get just a bunch of Wookiees instead of getting a lot of Chewbaccas or Tarfuls, which I know has been a problem with a lot of Kashyyyk sets in the past. I definitely did want to get some more of those AT-APs, but I didn't want a bunch of kind of Chewbaccas and Tarfuls. So I guess I really do like that they added this. He has that nice kind of old pirate's musket there. He has some fantastic printing, just using some kind of simple, kind of lighter kind of tan and slightly darker tan. He also has some nice kind of teeth detailing there, and we can also see his eyeballs. It's definitely a very nice printed figure. There's no side printing really. You can see a tiny bit of the front printing, and on the back there's just no printing at all. He goes together just like all of the other Wookiee minifigures. It's just a normal torso underneath this, and you just place the entire Wookiee kind of assembly on top of that. There's no headpiece or anything. And let's go ahead and get on to the final figure. Our final figure here is Darth Vader. This is the older style of Darth Vader. He doesn't have a two-piece helmet, he just has the one-piece helmet. He has a very simplistic torso printing with no leg printing. He has the nice chrome lightsaber hilt with a red blade. The kind of cape was weird to me because it's a mixture between the new kind of nice cloth capes and the older hard capes. It seemed a lot kind of more supple or pliable than the older ones, but we do have his nice kind of control panel there on the torso. On the sides there's no printing, and there's no printing on the back because there's just a cape. And I really do like this helmet. I think that they should bring back the two-piece helmet. I definitely prefer it. I think it looks just more complete. There might be a little bit more detail on the two-piece helmet, but the one-piece helmet is just so much easier and nice looking. So you can just easily remove his headpiece here. You just pull it off. It is once again just one piece, and we do have the older style Darth Vader there. There's nothing kind of new or flush about him. He's just that kind of gray, scarred face. He also does not have an alternate face. Just kind of gray all the way around the back, but this is just such a great figure. Just like all of the other 20th anniversary edition kind of special characters, we do get the 20th years LEGO Star Wars on the back, just a nice kind of silver printing with some white embroidering. I think it's really weird that they do that since he does come with the cape. They also did the same thing for Lando, but I am glad that they included it because it makes it very obvious whether or not you have the old one or the new one, so people aren't trying to sell the new one as the old one. I think this is just a great printing. It's nice and shiny and metallic, and I really like that they're doing this kind of collectible wave of figures inside the sets. The first build of the set is Darth Vader's little collectible minifigure platform. It is built the exact same way that the previous two have been, just a few pieces and that nice printed tile with the 20 years LEGO Star Wars 1999 to 2019, and below that it shows Darth Vader. I'll go ahead and place Darth Vader on there now, just to kind of show what he looks like on there. It looks very nice. I'll go ahead and add the other two that I have. I have Han Solo and Lando Calrissian. They're very easy to kind of stick together. You just place it on the studs like that. Very nice looking. I'm very excited to get all of the rest of these so I can have a full kind of display of these. And I'll probably end up getting a few extra of these because I definitely want a few more of some of these sets, like the Imperial Battle Pack and this set particularly, just because I like that kind of nice army building factor. But I definitely do like these nice kind of little stands. The next build that relates to the kind of Kashyyyk theme is this nice little kind of barricade. This is definitely filler, kind of just adding pieces, but I do think it looks nice. I really like the design. There's a whole lot of kind of playability, and you definitely could combine this with a few more if you did get a couple of these sets to form a nice kind of Kashyyyk barricade on the beach. I'll go ahead and show that now. All of these are on little hinge pieces, so you can move all of them. You can make a straight line if you wanted to. You can kind of make any shape you want as long as it's not kind of reaching the bounds. You can almost go completely backwards with these. It's just a very nice design that they were able to capture with this. You can even do some kind of weird stuff like that if you really ran out of space with this. But I think it just looks great. There's just kind of a normal blaster on there where you're supposed to put the Wookiee. There's no really place for the Wookiee to capture or hold on to there to use the blaster. And besides, they do give him another blaster, but you can definitely just kind of stand him there and have him using the turret if you like. But I do think this is kind of nice even though it is filler pieces. Next we have the nice kind of spider droid here. This is a very nice design of the spider droid. I'm not a huge fan of the spider droid in general, just because I think it's a little bit weird looking, but I do think they captured the essence of it quite well here. He has that nice kind of red beady eyes there with a few inverted studs. He has a nice stud shooter on the front that has a great amount of opposability. I'll go ahead and show that off now. His stud shooter fires just like normal. I'm not going to fire that right now, but you can move it all the way around. As you can see now, the legs are kind of moving when I didn't want them to, and that is my main problem with this, is there's no way to kind of lock the legs in place. But I do think it's nice that they added this little kind of trans clear 2x2 cylinder there, because that definitely adds a lot of stability to this set. You can kind of move this around and just kind of stamp these down, and they will hold pretty well. There's a lot of opposability. You don't even really need them if you want to kind of lift them all up like I am now. It'll still balance fairly well. So you don't exactly need the legs for it to balance, but I do think it's kind of annoying that you can't get them to stand perfectly all the time. See, it's just kind of a little bit wobbly. And the top piece does kind of move. We have a nice kind of little fencing sword there, and it's just inside that nice kind of ball and socket joint, so it moves around quite well. And his eyes do kind of move up and down and rotate if you want to move them down there or have him up here like they're supposed to. But I really do think that's a good amount of playability for such a small build. And now onto the walker itself. This is just a fantastic build in my opinion. I think it looks great. It is definitely a very kind of great evolution from the last version. There's definitely a lot of nice kind of new building techniques that LEGO wouldn't have used back then but are definitely capable of using now. The legs, just like on the old one, do have a nice amount of movability. We can just kind of move those all the way. They have a nice amount of bend. And I do like how it is fairly easy to tell what the normal position is because they cannot go past here. And then you can bend these legs so they kind of connect like that. There is a lot of movability, but it definitely is easy to tell where the most stable position is because they've added in kind of little plates to restrict its movement so that it can only kind of move to the kind of required position for it to stand properly. There is also a great amount of detail on here. We have a lot of kind of sand green and dark tan detailing. I always like that they add these nice kind of little shield pieces or armor plating circular pieces on these walkers. I think it just looks fantastic. We have some nice kind of what I assume are supposed to look like shock absorbers right here. They do not attach to anything. They can be moved all the way up here, but they definitely do add a nice kind of hydraulic look to this set. I think this just overall looks fantastic. You can move all of these little plates up here fairly easily. You can just kind of move them. They're all on little, just kind of normal little snap joints. And there are 2 stickers. These are the only 2 stickers in the set, and they're one right on top of each other. I apologize for this one getting a little bit sideways. I'm just not very good at putting on stickers. There is one main cannon or gun on this. That's kind of really the only firepower that this set has. But it can be moved around kind of side to side a little bit. It can't go up and down because of the way that it's mounted. This is a new mounting system that I've never seen LEGO use before, but I really think it looks good and works well for this set. Once again, just like on the Spider Droid, there is a stud shooter down below right there. It just fires like normal. If you hit the little gray piece down below, it'll fire out. On the back, there's not a whole lot of detail. It definitely looks a little bit kind of naked back here. There's a whole lot of open studs on the legs, and then there's just kind of more open studs up on the top. I apologize for not being able to completely get all of this in camera because there are very tall antennas. I'll go ahead and look at those now. We do have 2 antennas. We have a very tall one and a slightly shorter one. I think those look very nice. Definitely add a kind of scout aspect to this because it looks like you could kind of go look around and then radio back to command or something. Let me go ahead and place the soldier in there just so we can kind of see what it looks like with a trooper in there. I really wish that they would have thrown in another trooper. I understand that might have been a little bit more for a $30 set, but I think it would have been nice if you could have had one kind of fighting on the ground and also one piloting this vehicle. It's really easy to get them in there. You can just fold that back and then fold back the kind of cockpit there, and then you just set them on 2 studs. It is really weird that they're only on 2 studs. It makes them a little bit harder to make sure they're in there, but it definitely does make them easier to get out. And then you can just fold all that back, and there you go. You have your trooper in there. It adds this nice kind of look from the front where it looks like you can only see the visor. It looks like he has a good amount of protection there. I think this is just a great looking kind of walker. Definitely fits well with the Kashyyyk theme and definitely looks good with the trooper. Looking at my incredibly folded and kind of mangled manual, we see the front box art as well as an advertisement for the LEGO Life app as well as the LEGO Life app QR code. On the inside of this, we do have that nice kind of information. Here's the 20 years ago, if you want to pause right now and read that. And we just have some more information. I really do like that they're doing this. It definitely has a lot of nostalgia. Here's the 2005 Clone Scout Walker. It had 108 pieces. Here we have the 2019 Clone Scout Walker, which has 250 pieces. We can kind of see the level of increase and just kind of design overall. They definitely do resemble the exact same vehicle, but I really do like that they showed how much the LEGO has kind of changed over the last 20 years. Next we have more information. Here we have all the information about the Darth Vader exclusive minifigure and the original set he was in, if you'd like to read that. And next we have all of the other 20th Anniversary Edition sets. We have the Pod Racer, the Imperial Dropship, the Snowspeeder, and the Slave One. On the next page we do have some stuff about the Battle of Kashyyyk. There's some kind of information about it in a few different languages. We have a picture of Yoda, a picture of some Wookiees there getting ready for battle, and then just probably my favorite shot from all of the Star Wars movie here, this just image of all of the troops going into battle in Kashyyyk. We have a lot of clones and Wookiees and clone turbo tanks. Just one of my favorite vehicles is that clone turbo tank. And then we also have some AT-APs, and what I believe are some of these kind of clone Scout Walkers you can also see here. This is just a fantastic shot, and I'm glad they included it. On the next page, we just have the normal how to sort your things and the QR code just kind of blown up. And finally, in the back of the instruction manual, we do get advertisements for some of the other LEGO Star Wars sets from this wave. There aren't any advertisements for any of the 20th Anniversary Edition sets. I assume they're just trying to promote these kind of other sets because they know people will buy the 20th Anniversary Edition ones. So here are all the minifigures for that set, and here are some of the action battle sets being kind of shown off and shown all the features. But overall, this is just a fantastic manual. I think there's a whole lot of great information in there, and I really like that they're adding all this kind of nice collector and other information here, just so that you can get it in the instruction manual just included in the set. Overall, I am going to be giving this set an A. I think it's fantastic for the price. I wish they would have thrown in either another battle droid or maybe even a battle droid and another Kashyyyk trooper. I think that would have just kind of filled out the set, but I like that they kind of added enough figures to fill all of the positions. Unlike on the AT-AP where we did have that kind of empty seat, I really think that that nice little barricade is definitely filler, but I like that it is kind of playable and there is a lot of movement there. I think the Spider Droid is very detailed for such a small build. I always like getting another battle droid. I love that Darth Vader figure. It is just fantastic. I used to have that figure from one of the older Star Destroyer sets, and I just love that figure. It just looks great. I really think that the 20th anniversary sets are all just fantastic. I think they did just kind of picked the best and the top hits from all of the 20 years of LEGO Star Wars, and I think they did a great job of kind of remaking them to bring them up to the new standards of LEGO. But overall, I think this is a great set, and for $30, I think it's a good purchase. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as comment any questions or anything you may have. And if you'd like to purchase this set or any of the other LEGO Star Wars sets from the 20th anniversary wave or any of the new Avengers sets, I will have an Amazon link posted down below with this set linked. But if you purchase anything through that link, it definitely helps out the channel and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.